Alright, dead sassafras here. Really poor hinging wood, dead. Get almost no control out of the hinge with it. That's one of the reasons I went with such a deep notch. You can see the notch is a little further than a third of the way. It's almost closer to half the way through. So that I can leave a nice fat hinge. Fatter hinge is going to help more than a thinner hinge. And I tapered the hinge as well, so this should be like probably touching or maybe even past here. Well, yeah, just about bypass there. Close enough to it. So we might be a little high in that back cut. Probably it's not going to matter. I usually like to come within like a ½ inch to an inch. That looks like 2 inches on that side there. But that's the meat of my hinge here. And why? Because it's got to fight that side lean. It's leaning that way, right towards the silver maple there. Then we got this other sassafras over here. So I don't know if you can see that or not, but we got to kind of split the uprights there. There's definitely going to be some rubbing branches. I'm just hoping. There's no way that the top of that sassafras branches aren't going to be rubbing up against that silver maple. I needed a lot of hinge there, and of course we're using everything to our advantage. We're not going to sit there and pull on that by hand. We got a skid loader on there that's going to yank that right through there, break off some branches if they're hung up there. And we got a fishing pole, you know, the line set with a fishing pole. Again, we got plenty of room on this side, so with the taper of the hinge, you can actually see that that's where the taper hinge is set, facing that way, because there's plenty of room on this side. And I probably should have had the skid loader a little, you know, to the right of where it is now. But like I say, it's going to work. It's going to go pull through there. So let's see what happens. Where's my cameraman?
Yes, sir.
Cameraman, it's leaning away from you. Why don't you stand over here and see if you can get this thing pulling right through the tree. Like it broke a branch on the other sassafras. Silver maple made it out okay. That's acceptable to my way of looking at things. You almost could say, okay, we pruned that one branch, that one lower branch on the sassafras. Still has a little bit of a lateral growing out of it. It's not really looking ugly. One live broken branch to avoid climbing this tree. I'd take that trade off any day of the week. See what this hinge looks like over here. So again, tapered hinge, pretty fat on the other side, almost halfway through, like pretty much halfway through on the back side of the hinge wood. And you can just see there's like almost no stringy little fibers there on that hinge showing what terrible control you have out of the dead sassafras fibers. And you see when they break off just this cleanly and flat like that, there's almost no control at all. Of course, that's the side we weren't trying. This was all the compression side of the hinge. So she's laid out. That's the way you want them. By hook or by crook, get them down safely. Thanks for watching.